From screaming at the top of his lungs to having no factual information whatsoever after Mac McClung recently won the 2023 NBA Slam Dunk Contest, ESPN journalist Stephen A. Smith went on a rant about LeBron James.
LeBron to himself.
But why did he bring LeBron into this? Especially considering that Stephen A. Smith is regarded by many as a credible member of the NBA media. Well, in plain terms, he believes LeBron James ruined the NBA dunk contest.
That should be on LeBron James' career. He has ruined the slam dunk contest.
There are a lot of people who would say that Stephen A. is looking for any excuse to bring up King James in a conversation. Because let's be real, he's the real top G, at least when it comes to the sport of basketball.
Bench now for Siakam.
Representing the Raptors is LeBron. Iconic.
But let's give Smith the benefit of the doubt because he sort of makes a valid point in this case.
Question about it, and you would think that with him being the superstar that he is, you're going to get a benefit of the doubt. Usually it works in reverse.
Mainly because LeBron James has had a 20-year career.
Coming to the end of the third quarter. LeBron James, a shot at history.
And he hasn't competed in a dunk competition even once.
You decided to not enter a dunk contest?
It's just never been something to my flavor, man.
If we go back just a few decades, almost all the big stars in the NBA were making their way to the dunk contest. But the King was never interested in showing off his dunks for entertainment. That's exactly what Smith has a problem with. And that's why he's calling him out on Twitter, saying there's one blemish that should be on LeBron James's career. He has ruined the slam dunk contest. He is personally responsible. Now, even though he makes a valid argument, I'm sure a lot of you will agree that it's kind of strange to blame LeBron for the failure of the NBA Slam Dunk Contest. Either way, this doesn't even make a dent in LeBron's legacy. Smith is mostly doing it for the PR, and there's nothing he can do to change the fact that King James is an extremely influential player in the league.
You guys are really coming on strong from the global game.
Who has the kind of influence to be the face of the NBA for many, many years now. I'm sure we can all agree that wherever the King goes, everybody follows. And I guess that's what's happened here, because even the best dunkers in the game ended up avoiding the contest, which is surprising considering that Michael Jordan himself, arguably the best player to ever grace the court, had participated in this contest.
His championship. And he took off further inside than he did the last time, but it's still a spectacular dunk.
Now, Smith has started blaming the King for the shift, seeing as how all the big names aren't a part of this. But what are you going to do? King James is way too influential. It is what it is. Long gone are the days when the NBA All-Star Weekend got to see all the best players gather around and compete with each other. NBA stars just don't want to participate anymore. The last time we saw a big name participate was back in 2016 with Zach LaVine stepping in.
It's impossible.
Okay, we're going to see.
It's been over 7 years since we saw a big-name player showing up to the dunk contest. And this year we got to witness players that absolutely nobody had ever heard of. This includes Mac McClung, Jericho Sims, Trey Murphy III, and KJ Martin, who participated this year. And to their credit, did a pretty good job, with Mac McClung coming out on top.
And he's putting on the handle.
But that wasn't good enough for Smith because not having NBA superstars in the contest essentially ruins it for him. And honestly, I do have to somewhat agree with him because the dunk contest has in fact tanked. And I suppose not having the necessary star power to fuel it is to blame. But it doesn't really make sense why he chooses not to be part of the dunking contest. He's one of the few NBA athletes that has highlights of some of the best dunks you'll ever see.
They have 7 fast break points. Taking away Troy Brown. 2-on-1.
My man casually throws down dunk after dunk even at 38 years old. Do you understand how amazing that is? Either way, there's no two ways about it. King James has made up his mind about the dunk contest. And as it seems, all the NBA stars are going to follow suit and take the fun out of the dunk contest. Maybe if we had just one star step up and take the stage, the dunk contest could go back to its former glory. But until then, it's something most people aren't interested to watch anymore. There's no lie that the NBA dunk contest hasn't been the same as it used to be, at least for more than a half a decade. Fans have actually started to tune it out now, showing more interest in the three-point contest and the All-Star game. And while there's no doubt that it's sad that we don't get to see more stars in the dunk contest, it's probably a little too harsh to blame it all on LeBron. Maybe stars just don't see the point of the contest and don't participate because they don't need to, you know? But let's just hope this attitude changes in the future, because NBA stars like LeBron or Curry could put on a great show for all of us. For now, we can rely on up-and-coming stars like Mac McClung, who managed to save the dunk contest this year thanks to his remarkable skill. While the contest has been pretty stale the past few years, he certainly gave it the oomph that it needed, because this year's contest was perhaps one of the best we've gotten in a long time. This is all thanks to Mac McClung's participation. His dunk over two people left many viewers speechless.
About the guy holding the other guy. Some point he gonna go down. Oh, that's a 50.
Everybody's hoping the exceptional dunker returns to the competition next season. Of course, having the best players compete would make the dunk contest much better. But hey, Zion Williamson has already said that he'd take part in the 2024 dunk contest, so perhaps that'll turn the event around. Many of us fans mostly just want big names to take part in the famous All-Star Weekend event. They should even consider putting Drake or Adam Sandler on at this point, because I hear they're both fairly good at basketball. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now, with the 2023 NBA All-Star Weekend officially wrapped up, Mac McClung revived the slam dunk contest, complete with a jaw-dropping display that wowed basketball fans all around the world. Yet Stephen A. Smith still blames one man for the competition's drop in popularity, and that's the veteran of the Los Angeles Lakers, of course. Now you know why this is obviously a questionable assessment from the controversial ESPN analyst, especially since he's also mentioned that James is on his Mount Rushmore of all-time best players. On the one hand, you can see where he's coming from. There's no question that more athletes would follow LeBron James's lead if he expressed interest in competing in the slam dunk contest. He is, after all, a role model for many of the association's young players and a representative of the sport, but who says the man needs to participate in the tournament too? He's achieved almost everything in the sport and has been an all-star every year since entering the league, with the exception of his rookie season. And let's not forget that the King isn't some fancy dunker. I mean, yes, he can bang down the ball into the basket, don't get me wrong, but James isn't overflowing with dunking skills. It's just not his thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Saying he spoiled the dunk contest is a bit much, Stephen A., but I think everyone can agree that the event has become less popular because of LeBron's decision not to participate. But don't worry, players like Mac McClung are there to rescue it from complete and utter disaster. That's all from me about Stephen A. Smith's rant about LeBron James.